This is TechCrunch.
U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement paid $825,000 earlier this year to a company that manufactures vehicles equipped with various technologies for law enforcement, including fake cell phone towers known as cell site simulators, which can be used to spy on nearby phones. According to public records, the award dated May 8th provides cell site simulator vehicles to support the Homeland Security Technical Operations Program and is a modification for additional CSS vehicles. The contract was signed with TechOps Specialty Vehicles, a Maryland-based company. TechOps Specialty Vehicles also signed a similar contract with ICE in September 2024 for $818,000, showing that the relationship between the agency and the company predates the Trump administration. TechOps Specialty Vehicles President John Briannas told TechCrunch in an email that he could not provide details about the ICE contracts and the vehicles, citing trade secrets. But Briannas did confirm that the company does provide cell site simulators, although it does not make them. "We don't manufacture electrical, comms, and technology components. We integrate that product into our overall design of the vehicle," said Briannas, who declined to say from where TechOps Specialty Vehicles sources its cell site simulators. This is the latest federal contract that reveals some of the technologies powering the Trump administration's deportation crackdown. In early September, Forbes found a recently unsealed search warrant that showed that ICE used a cell site simulator to track down a person who allegedly was part of a criminal gang in the United States and who had been ordered to leave the country in 2023. In the article, Forbes reported that it also found a contract for cell site simulator vehicles, but the article did not name the company that provides the vans to the agency. Cell site simulators also go by the name Stingrays, because some of the earlier types of these devices, made by defense contractor Harris, were named that way. Since then, Stingrays have become a catch-all name for this type of technology, also known as International Mobile Subscriber Identity Catchers. As the name suggests, cell site simulator tools can mimic a cell phone tower, tricking every phone in its nearby range to connect to the device, and thus giving law enforcement the ability to better identify the real-world location of those phones and their owners. Some cell site simulators can also intercept regular calls, text messages, and internet traffic. Authorities can get data from traditional cell phone towers to find the current or past location of a suspect, but the location is usually not very precise. Stingray-like devices have been in use by law enforcement for more than a decade and have long been controversial because authorities do not always get a warrant for their use, and critics say these devices ensnare innocent people by default. These devices are also shrouded in secrecy because the law enforcement agencies that use them are under strict non-disclosure agreements not to reveal how the devices work. ICE has a long history of using cell site simulators. In 2020, documents obtained by the American Civil Liberties Union showed that ICE deployed them at least 466 times between 2017 and 2019. The agency used these tools more than 1,800 times between 2013 and 2017. That's according to documents obtained by BuzzFeed News at the time. ICE acknowledged TechCrunch's request for comment, but did not respond to a series of questions, which included what ICE uses these vehicles for, whether and where they have recently been deployed, and whether the agency always gets a warrant when using cell site simulators. Headquartered just outside of Washington, D.C., TechOps Specialty Vehicles sells a wide range of customizable vehicles to law enforcement, such as vans for SWAT armed response teams, bomb squads, and so-called mobile lab and cover surveillance vehicles. Among these vehicles for police forces, TechOps Specialty Vehicles lists several projects, including one described as DHS Mobile Forensic Labs, referring to the Department of Homeland Security. According to the website, these mobile forensic vans are equipped for on-site forensic analysis and documentation, have secure compartments for evidence preservation and investigative tools, and enable seamless case file updates and evidence logging. Another project is the DHS Mobile Command Van, which TechOps Specialty Vehicles says is configurable for advanced surveillance and mission coordination. It's unclear if these vans are the same vehicles that include cell site simulators, as there's no mention of the phone surveillance tool anywhere on the company's website. ICE has other contracts with TechOps Specialty Vehicles for mobile forensic labs, which don't specify which technologies are located in the vans. According to its website, TechOps Specialty Vehicles also sells so-called bookmobiles, which appear to be libraries on wheels, as well as medical and fire department vehicles. Hackers working for the North Korean government have stolen more than $2 billion in crypto so far this year. That's according to blockchain analysis firm Elliptic. On Tuesday, Elliptic published a blog post with this new estimate, which the company says is the largest annual total on record, with 3 months still to go, and is based on more than 30 hacks this year. The previous record was in 2022, when North Korea stole $1.35 billion. The regime's total amount of stolen crypto since 2017 is at least $6 billion, according to Elliptic, which said that figure may still be an underestimate. The actual figure may be even higher. Attributing cyber thefts to North Korea is not an exact science. Elliptic said, "We are aware of many other thefts that share some of the hallmarks of North Korea-linked activity but lack sufficient evidence to be definitively attributed. Other thefts are likely unreported and remain unknown." The company said that North Korea's main targets are still crypto exchanges, but the regime's hackers are also starting to target high-net-worth individuals who own large amounts of crypto, and the company said that's not the only recent change. The majority of the hacks this year have been perpetrated through social engineering attacks, where hackers deceive or manipulate individuals in order to gain access to cryptocurrency. This marks a shift from earlier attacks, where in many cases, technical flaws in crypto infrastructure were exploited to steal funds. This shift highlights that the weak point in cryptocurrency security is increasingly human, rather than technical. Elliptic's estimate seems to be in line with that of other organizations. Last year, the United Nations Security Council estimated that between 2017 and 2023, North Korean hackers stole $3 billion in cryptocurrency. Adding Elliptic's estimates of this year's $2 billion and last year's $742 million, the total gets close to the $6 billion figure. The governments of Japan, South Korea, and the United States accused North Korean hackers of stealing more than $659 million in 2024, roughly the same figure as Elliptic's. The United Nations believes the regime led by Kim Jong-un uses the stolen crypto to fund its nuclear weapons program. This year's record was fueled mostly by the massive theft of more than $1.4 billion from crypto exchange Bybit, which the FBI and several blockchain monitoring firms and researchers attributed to North Korea. That's it from TechCrunch. For more tech stories like these, go to TechCrunch.com.